The No Agenda show, link below, had a very interesting theory last night. The Oval Office is bugged. Obviously, this didn't matter when Obama was president, as Citibank was running the country. Off. But it would certainly explain the story, linked below, that Trump favoured torture, which was later denied, and the story about the telephone call with the Australian Prime Minister, linked below. It would also explain all the gossip surrounding the raid in Yemen, linked below, with swirling rumours of the rebels being tipped off and the suddenly anti-war Democrat press feigning outrage at the death of an 8-year-old American girl, linked below. While over in Syria, the rebels are being rounded up, linked below, as the war continues to wind down. And while all of this is going on, Kuwait has imposed a visa ban, linked below, on people coming from Syria, Iraq, Pakistan, Afghanistan and Iran. Or maybe they haven't, as the Pakistanis are denying there is a ban on their nationals travelling to Kuwait, linked below. At which point it is only fair to say, where are the protests against this move by Kuwait? And having chalked up that cheap point, let's nip over to the Daily Caller, linked below, and make reference to the legislation proposed last week to make the Iranian Revolutionary Guard and the MB designated as terrorist organisations. Right, so that is this video demonetised because apparently you can't mention the MB without some hero stepping in gallantly to save the advertisers from the shame of promoting their products to unsavoury characters like you, dear listener. But regardless, here is a Gatestone article linked below highlighting organisations that will have to change their name should the legislation against the MB pass. While I'm still laying a trail of breadcrumbs, it is only fair to once more reference No Agenda and their pointing out of the actual wording of the executive order linked below, and specifically the purpose of that order. In addition, the United States should not admit those who engage in acts of bigotry or hatred, including honour killings, other forms of violence against women, or the persecution of those who practice religions different from their own, or those who would oppress Americans of any race, gender, or sexual orientation. Which is clearly political correctness gone mad. I made a video the other day, linked below, highlighting the connection between the MB and the protests against this Trump executive order. And since then, the Democrats have ejected Vincent Tolliver from the race to become the chair of the DNC. For, as the Washington Times puts it, linked below, DNC chair candidate ejected over criticism of Rep. Keith Ellison's Muslim faith. What Tolliver said was, Muslims discriminate against gays. Islamic law is clear on the subject and being gay is a direct violation of it. In some Muslim countries, being gay is a crime punishable by death, which apparently is disgusting, particularly in a political party that appears to have learned nothing from rigging the election in favour of Hillary Clinton and appears set to rig the election in favour of Keith Ellison, no doubt with the aim of promoting anti-colonialism, because as we know, the current mess is all the fault of the Western Crusaders, linked below. My other reason for mentioning the Democrats is that one of the memes in the protests against the executive order was that Saudi Arabia was not on the list because Donald Trump has business ties in that kingdom. Again, I will point you to the report by the Quilliam Foundation, linked below, to unpick these memes being pushed by the Democrats on behalf of their MB allies. I would also point you to the section on the war in Syria. What is clear is that the Trump administration is attempting to alter policy in a way that marginalises the MB. How far they get remains to be seen, as a number of vested interests are clearly intent on blocking them. A good next step would be to sweep the White House for bugs.